Hey, man, now we're in trouble. All right. Welcome, everybody, to our last and final content of the 2025 season. This is the championship press conference between our two championship contending teams. We have the number 2 seed of Caleb Crawdad, Mr. Matt Washon. And in the 4 seed, with the shocker over Lance of Scott's Tots, we have Frank Bradfield of Tight End U. Gentlemen, thank you for making the time today, and welcome to the official press conference. Frank, with the big stunner, with the big upset, was the underdog by 20 something points in sleeper. How does it feel to come out of that matchup, Frank, with a win, now 1 win away from winning the league entirely?
I feel pretty lucky, man. I mean, I had no shot. I got no shot again. But, hey, I'm going to put my best team out there and hope for the best.
I love it. I love it. So you're playing the underdog. Every week you have no shot, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
It is. I mean, I'm telling you what, I'm spending a lot of time stitching up voodoo dolls, and I've got to get on. I had Lamar Jackson and Henderson. That's the only two I had. And, I'm fixed to work on some for Matt.
Yeah. Who are the guys? Hey, speaking of, so who are the guys, Frank, that we should watch out for with mysterious injuries crop up? Who are the guys that we should?
Well, I can't tell you that because he might sit them.
Now, Frank coming in the 4 seed with an upset over Lance. Matt is not a stranger to this position at all. Matt and the Caleb Crawdad team is now appearing in a championship game for the 3rd straight year. Won it all 2 years ago. Came runner-up against Lance last year, and now is back in the championship game for a 3rd straight year, Matt. How does it feel? Like, talk to us about what that is like playing for 3 straight titles.
I mean, I wish I was playing for the three-peat right now, but what happened last year happened. No, I feel good about it. I mean, with Puka's 50-point game, even if I didn't have that, I still would have beat Kyler. So there's that. I'm confident that I can put up points, and hopefully his voodoo tricks don't work on me.
You got any sort of defense against the magical injuries this week, Matt?
Yeah, prayer, fasting.
Yeah, so it's a tale of two teams, 2 owners. I went back and looked at some of the league history, and what's interesting is Frank actually had quite a run, a few really pre-2023. Frank was a little bit in your seat, Matt, and the tables were a bit turned. Matt's made the playoffs and the championship game 3 straight years, but in 2022 and 2021, Frank was in the playoffs vying for his own title, and so it's bit of a topsy-turvy thing, and now both of you are sitting there. Frank's back after a bit of a dry run, and Matt is looking to continue his dominance, putting his name on the trophy for two out of the last 3 years. Frank, looking at your season, some people would say, what do you say to the people that say your team kind of, it was a little bit rough? The word grit is often used in our league chat. Your team is gritty. You somehow seem to find the weakness of the other team each and every week. It got you to the playoffs, and then you beat Lance, who was our defending champion. What would you say to those people that would say, "Hey, man, I don't know if this is a force to be reckoned with"?
Well, a lot of it is luck. I mean, a lot of it's help of your players and matchups and all that stuff. But we've talked about this before. It's like, I think I told you I had the most points in another league I'm playing in, a 12-teamer, and I barely made it in the playoffs. I made it in as the 6th seed, and now I've won by 100 points yesterday, which is probably what Matt's going to do to me. But I'm in the finals in that league, so I came from. It could go. Fantasy football is weird. Anything can happen. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. Like, I won you get $100 for winning the most points in that league, and it's like, how do you get the most points and barely make it in?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, this is no different than this. It's just like sometimes you got to have some luck on. And then sometimes you just have a solid team like Matt and Lance, and they just have so many good players. They have to make choices like looking at all these people on the bench who they're going to do something with, and I don't really have that choice. I'm just looking for somebody to start.
That's a fair point. Sometimes it's nice to not have, if you can make it to the playoffs and not have depth, that makes those decisions a little easier. Speaking of sit-start decisions, I know he's not on this call, so I won't talk too much about it, but Lance has got to be looking at the sleeper app on a minute-by-minute daily basis as he had left Jalen Warren, Stephon Diggs, and Parker Washington all with 25-plus points on his bench and started Michael Carter and Adonai Mitchell. So to your point, Frank, he was probably sitting there having to mull over because he has so much depth, and he ultimately made the wrong decisions, whereas you were like, hey, man, I don't even have one of my best players. I just got to find a guy and, sub for Rashee Rice.
Yeah,
on the flip side, Matt, you were in that position. You and I were chatting right before Frank talked, and I think you said you're tempted to do some of that with some of the matchups you got this week. How do you plan on approaching this week with the sheer amount of players and depth that you have at your disposal?
Yeah, I'm not gonna big brain it. I'm just gonna go with, the players that got me here. Yeah, those some of the start sits, like at most, obviously most of fantasy football is luck, like a good bit of it, but a large portion is also like studying matchups and all that. And I think you have a tendency to like overstudy and over complicate things. And I'm just gonna go with my studs. That's it. I'm not gonna try and big brain. Well, this guy's got a better matchup than Jonathan Taylor, so I'm gonna sit Jonathan Taylor. Not gonna happen. Just gonna roll with what I got.
All right, man. Well, let's talk about the individuals who make up your teams. First, Josh Allen, one hero of the year in our league. Obviously, the quarterback for Caleb Crawdad, a guy who has been an instrumental part of your team now for some years. Where is he at? I haven't really looked into it. Is the injury? I'm surely he's going to be starting. Any concern there from Josh Allen's injury?
No, not with his injury. The biggest concern is Kittle's. He hurt his ankle and didn't go back in, and they didn't necessarily have the game wrapped up by then. So it was, a little more serious than I wanted it to be.
I'd go ahead and start. I'd go ahead and start him. Go ahead. Let me make you feel better. I have him in another championship game, and I'm looking at the same thing. I'm like,
yeah,
so I got the same problem. I really can't even curse him. I need him out there too. So I don't know what what I need. I need to know what I need after the games get started. If I'm getting blown out, then I hope he goes out. I hope he stays in. Could just keep on blowing me out. That's what I need. But yeah, so it's kind of weird when you're going against a Kittle and you have a Kittle in the championship, two different championship games. That one pays better though.
Well, but this league, Frank,
it's all about the I know it's all about the
your name on a trophy is etched in history forever. But
none of us need $200 or $300. We're here for something else.
You about to sell a landscaping business, Frank.
Exactly.
You don't need the money.
Exactly. I need the trophy.
Yeah. PSA, by the way, the league dues do go up next year, so payouts will also be higher. But anyway, moving on. So Matt needs Kittle. Your backup am I looking at it right? Mason Taylor, if Kittle isn't a go?
I'll pick somebody up off waivers.
Okay. I was like, really?
I'm not going to start a Jets player in the championship.
All right.
Yeah. I'm glad to know that. I'm gonna go in there and pick everybody up and drop them.
Well, you are tight end. Is your
I know you got a plethora.
Yeah, I got a lot of choices in the tight end.
On to your side, Frank. Rashee Rice was out this week. It may not matter as they got a third string quarterback now, and it is looking very bad in Kansas City. What are we doing with Rashee Rice? I haven't looked at his injury details. Are you looking to get him back this week potentially?
And I don't even know if I could start him. I mean, if you're talking about a third string quarterback that's never played, I don't know what to do with that. I probably just let him sit, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your team, Frank, you got, I mean, honestly, we talked about it during the recap a few weeks ago. Michael Wilson continues to play well, even with Marv back. You started both of them this last week. Marvin Harrison looked bad, did not look good. Michael Wilson continued to put up some points. What are your thoughts on that situation? Are you looking to start both again? What are you looking at in terms of the whole Arizona Cardinal wide receiver situation?
I hadn't looked at who they played yet, so I'm gonna have to look and dive into that. But man, I don't know if I want to start them both again. I may have to sit Harrison and start Monungai because he's been putting up something.
Yeah.
Every week, he'll at least he might put up 12 to 15 points if it's a good week for him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Kyle Monungai, by the way, a Frank draft pick, I think in the 4th round of our draft this year. So kudos to you for picking up a gem there late in Kyle Monungai. On other players, Frank, on your team, real quick before we head over to Matt, I want to talk about some key pickups. R.J. Harvey, a trade you made with me that got a little bit of flack and criticism from the league owners. Some people would say that you paid too much for him. What do you say now that RJ Harvey is balling out here at the end of the season?
He obviously got me over the hump.
Exactly.
Depends on where you want to be. But I look at my team and I know what I paid, but as we all know, all first round picks, and especially from 5 on out, how many of them you go pull them all up in the last 3 or 4 years and see how many of them are still playing, like Sky Moores, and I'm sure y'all all have some that are not on your roster.
Right.
They're 50-50. And that's first round picks. And then you're shooting at the dark. Everything else is a shot in the dark. It's probably 50-50 through the second round. So those aren't guaranteed picks. So I don't know. I feel like a solid player who seems like he was taking over that role and loved by Sean Payton was worth the price for me.
It was absolutely worth the price. He gave you 22 points in the playoff game last week. You had to have him. If for what it's worth, if I had to do that trade all over again, I would not trade RJ Harvey away. So
you wouldn't trade him for what you got, is what you're saying. So
no, I would not. He's looked. My concern was that he was going to be relegated to kind of a 40-60 timeshare role where he's going to do mostly like receiving work, and he's looked really good in running the ball, and I think he's earned, with J.K. Dobbins out, he's earned that those carries, and I'm kicking myself now. So that's where I'm at on that.
Well, if you get a long-term player for and you have to pay a little more, it's a good deal. Like that's what we all want is long-term players.
Yeah, for sure. Matt, on to you, man. You scored 2. You're like, this is your calling card, man. When the playoffs start, like it's like your team kicks it into another gear. You go over 200 points in the semifinals. You blow out Kyler. I mean, complete, like if name changes were a thing, you'd be changing his name right now in a playoff game. Super impressive. Is there anybody you're worried about looking into this final week? Is there anyone that's kind of giving you a pause or a hesitation?
I would say Tyrone Tracy. I started him last week. He got like 9. Week before he had a great game, but I worry about that offense as a whole. Them doing something dumb like starting Singletary, and then if Singletary gets hot, they're like, "Well, just roll with the hot hand," and then Tracy's standing on the sidelines. Other than that, though, I traded for Mike Evans and Derrick Henry because they're consistent. Like they consistently put up. They're not going to blow you away, but it's going to be in the high teens. So that was on purpose. I had to trade away some young talent for that too, and some draft picks. But I'm good with where I'm at. My start sits. Really, the main one is going to be Kittle, just monitoring his injury. But other than that, like I said, I'm gonna roll with everyone that got me here.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at it real quick. Looking at the trades that you made, I looked at them. You mentioned Mike Evans, Derrick Henry, Cortland Sutton is another
Oh
guy
yeah,
you traded
Sutton.
for late. I was preparing for this interview. I was like, Matt's really rolling with a lot of guys that just got him here. Like you like some of these guys you've had for a while, the A-Chans, the Pukas, the JTs, the Josh Allens, but you're also getting really good contributions from guys that you picked up this year. How are you feeling like about the trades that you made? I don't feel like you gave up a ton for some of these guys, like Derrick Henry and Cortland Sutton. You were able to get for a fairly decent price. How are you feeling about the trades looking ahead? Like, if you win, I'm guessing if you win the title, it doesn't even matter what you paid for it.
No, I mean, I if I win the title, I don't care. I mean, I know Derrick Henry and Mike Evans are like they're on their way out. Like I might get another year or two out of them, but if it brings me a championship this year, it's worth whatever it paid for it. Same with Sutton. I've built a lot of my team through the draft. Like Puka, I drafted Puka in the 3rd round and had to write his name in.
That's crazy, dude. That is
And
crazy. The guy that is like
that's such a good pick.
That is crazy.
I mean, if you can find it, like with Monunga, if you can find a starter in the 3rd through 6th rounds, you're doing great. Like you know what you're doing.
Puka's better than a starter though. He's like, I think next year Puka will probably. What do y'all think? I think he'll be like a top 5 pick.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as quarterback, if Stafford stays, I would say yes for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think
Puka,
that's where he's at, and you got him in the 3rd round. That's insane.
You know, write his name down. He was barely even a guy like anybody knew. That's crazy. Puka's really interesting. I mean, there was a time last year, like not long ago. We're talking like a year ago, maybe a year and a couple months, where people were like trading Puka for like pennies on the dollar. Like he had that really bad injury, and then I guess people just thought maybe he wouldn't return back to form or Stafford wouldn't come back. But like there was a small window where like people were giving up on Puka, and now he's a league winner again. So can't figure that one out. But this is really a tale of, guys, as a wrap up this interview, this is really a tale of two seasons here. Matt launched into his season, impressive year, most points scored, came in the 2 seed, just under Lance, who had an incredible season himself. Frank, you did secure that last playoff spot a week before the end of the season, which is impressive as well. Your team is a team of what we've called grit. You seem to really just to bewilder the other opponent the week you play them. So I would be a little concerned, Matt, on the injury front. I would maybe rest up your guys this week. Don't go practicing. But anything can happen, like you said, Frank. Hey, it's just one more week. It is possible. I would imagine Caleb Crawdad is going to be favored by some 30 points potentially. But Lance was favored by 20-something points last week, and you got him by double digits. Look,
here I'm gonna tell Matt something he can sleep good on. I have Kittle and Puka Nacua on my other team, so I'm probably either going to win a championship and lose one.
Yeah, ain't gonna win both.
Sounds like we got some of the same.
Yeah.
I can't win both. So But you know what though? If you get down to, I think I'm in the finals in 3 leagues or something, and 3 different ones. And it's hard to win in those 12-team leagues, especially. Those things are tough. But all of them are tough. But it's if you win one, you're doing good. It's hard to win them. There's a lot of people trying.
Sure. This is the only one I want to win.
I understand.
Yeah,
for sure. Thank you.
I kind of feel like I've already won. Like it's kind of weird. just being here.
I mean,
Today,
yeah,
like,
I would say
hey,
from a house money perspective, you've got very little to lose. I would say, and I would say Matt is the heavy favorite, but also puts him in a situation where he feels like, I'm sure like Lance would if he were to lose. I don't
Yeah,
know. I haven't talked to Lance, but I'm sure he ain't feeling great this week.
no, it's high pressure for sure. Like it's high pressure situation for me. Frank is chilling. He's like, this is what I'm putting out there.
yeah, that's it.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
either boom or bust.
yeah. I
And
did the
I'm
best
over
I
here
could,
like,
man. Yeah, congratulations. You're gonna win. I'm doing the best I can. Hey, good luck to you.
yeah.
Any messages? We'll start with you, Frank. Anything you want to say to your opponent, Matt, the rest of the league, anybody in particular in our league as we wrap up?
Well, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like I said, we got a lot of the same players on two different teams for me. So, but and I'm not gonna wish anybody bad luck. So good luck, man. I hope you do what you need to do. Like, but I'm not just gonna not set a lineup though.
All right, man. Matt, anything from your end?
I mean, I definitely expect to win, but I'm a lot less confident than I was 2 weeks ago. I'm sure Lance was confident he was going to win. You know what I mean? The pressure's high. I am going to be a heavy favorite. I just hope his voodoo tricks don't work on me. If guys start going out Thursday, if Cortland Sutton goes out Thursday, we're getting a priest over to the home and we're gonna bless this house.
And this feels, I'll be honest, man. I feel like Matt will take home the championship, but this has shades of
Yeah.
the Patriots Giants 18-1 season where the Giants were a wild card team. Nobody gave them a shot, and every single week they found a way to win, and they took down the Giant. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying this is the possibility here. Last year, Matt, I would like to, we brought it up earlier this season. You said BTA on Lance. You said belt to ass on Lance. Are we feeling that confident again this year?
No, I'll never use that. No, I'll never say that again. I'm not getting clipped like that. No.
Oh,
It's going to be a good matchup. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, but
well, the one thing is, Matt, Lance can't beat you.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
There you go. There you go. All right. Hey, thank y'all both. I appreciate the time, Frank. I know you're busy. Good luck. Hope everything goes well in the transaction. Best of luck this week to you two. Should be a very interesting week. And best of luck again. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks for all you do, JB. You're it's a good time, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, y'all.
Good time. Yeah. Good luck, Matt.
All right. See y'all.
See y'all.